Baby, come right now. You give me life, you give me life. When you start to bust the wine, you give me love.
Tell me first off, how do you amplify Africa?
Listen, that's a great question. I mean, first of all, amplify is one of my favorite words. I apply it in many aspects of my life, but being African myself, I amplify it through telling my own story, being a proud Ethiopian, sharing my heritage and my history, but also through stories, right? Like, storytelling is invaluable, and being a journalist and understanding the core power that we have as journalists and owning our stories and sharing that is how I think we amplify the stories and the beauty of Africa. So
I think it's just being visible, talking about things that are important to you when they're relevant, and not I mean, there's no other way to say this, but like not selling out, not selling out, and just being true to and as authentic to yourself as you can be.
My charity, a Jinko Foundation, does healthcare and education work in Nigeria. And so on the medical side, we bring doctors over to do hip and knee replacement surgeries, hernia surgeries, gallbladder surgeries. And then we all do safe delivery for women and children, make sure women deliver safely. We fight anemia in Nigeria. And on the education side, we run the David Oyelowo Leadership Scholarship for Girls. The actor David Oyelowo founded it with us, and we give scholarships to girls who have either been kidnapped and rescued from Boko Haram or orphaned from Boko Haram, driven from their homes, and put them back into school and give them education, healthcare, mental health care. And then we have a school in Southeast Nigeria run by Chiwetel Ejiofor, his family, and we give them laptops and computers and sports fields. And so it's been really great to really get involved and amplify Africa in that way.
I feel like the way we amplify Africa is to change the perception of what a technologist, an inventor, a creator should be. And once we understand not only the resources we have, but how to best use those resources for Africa, we'll start to see a major shift. Everything that we create around us, or everything you see around you, technology, art, whatever, is made by people that are no smarter than you. And once we realize the power in self and the power in walking in your power, we can gradually, and incrementally shift Africa.
Everyone's normalizing the black experience. I think the African experience is the next one that needs to be normalized.
So what do you think the biggest misconception about Africa is in general?
I mean, where do you start? That it is a place of desolation and hopelessness, a place of abject poverty, of corruption. And I think we in this room know that that's not the case. And so that's why I think nights like this are so special and beautiful, to make sure that we're asserting that our stories and that our experience transcends what's nationally broadcast on television, that there's amazing people doing amazing things, and that we are worth celebrating.
The biggest misconception, wow. From my experience, I guess, with talking to folks that aren't African or black or anything, they think it's jungle and they think it's uncivilized. I'm like, oh, yeah, really?
Behind.
Yeah, and we're the most advanced, creative, smartest people on the planet.
People think it's just a bunch of people starving and have no idea of culture and technology and understanding of any of that, but it's complete opposite.
I like the way you're saying it, because you're very much telling us it's the complete opposite.
Yes. I mean, I actually love it there. I would move back. I love going back as much as possible, so I'm a believer in being back home. So
the biggest misconception of Africa is the lack of talent. Specifically, I work in the world of technology. I'm one of the directors of Microsoft at AI, where we're spending a lot more time in Africa. But folks, in fact, someone just said it's an untapped resource, but it's been the strongest resource since mankind.
Why don't we know that?
I know that. That's why I got the suit on.
What do you think the biggest misconception is about Africa?
That we're not excellent.
Wrong.
Yeah, and they're absolutely wrong. We are so excellent.
What's your advice to people who either they're in America or London or wherever they are, and they haven't gone home and really put their mouth and money where their mouth is? What's your advice to them?
I would say make it a point to just go and visit. Don't put too much pressure on yourself to accomplish something. Just go and see. And if you're not inspired when you go and come back, then to each his own. But it's very difficult. Yeah.
And I appreciate you. Congratulations. And I'm so glad that your work was seen and highlighted, and you deserve it.
Thank you all for having me.
You're welcome. Of course. Thank you.